Okay, so shared by the African Far Zone people recently, they says USA added Ghana, Morocco, Burkina Faso, and Uganda to its traveling warning lists in April. USQ issued a level 4 advisory for Burkina Faso, citing a high risk of terrorist attacks. USA issued a level 2 advisory for Ghana and Morocco, which encourages travelers to exercise caution. Hi, the name is Vadashi. Welcome to the African Time. Well, this is what is happening to one of my favorite countries, though. Ghana. Ghana is my country. Yeah, Morocco, Burkina Faso, and Uganda. These are my favorite countries too. Yeah, the USA have actually issued an advisory or traveling advisory to its people or citizens if they are to visit these countries, saying that these countries portray high risk for the people, and high risk of terrorist attacks. I don't know much about Morocco and Uganda in this issue, but one thing I know about is Ghana terrorist attacks. When did we have terrorists in Ghana? I don't know. I don't know anything like that though. Burkina Faso do have done a little coup, but there's still other unrest in some part of the country. But what do you mean by Uganda though? I'm not sure I heard anything about Uganda or Morocco. Well, that is what is said by the US, okay? This is what the US are saying recently. But hey, when this was shared, see what some Africans think. Some Africans were not happy. Mostly the countries that were named here. Well, see this. This one says, what sort of nonsense is this? Can't they let Burkina Faso be? Okay, can't you guys let Burkina Faso be? Again, this one says, there are more violent crimes in USA than all of these countries put together. But African countries don't issue travel warnings for USA. Well, that's a Nigerian right there. He's saying that there are more troubles like this, more than that in the USA than in African countries, or even these African countries listed here. But no African country have been so bold enough to actually issue a traveling warning advisory to its members or to people to visit the USA too. Okay, that's Bro's point of view. Now, this one says we don't care about USA and their lists. South African actually. Yeah, South Africans, I don't know, but recently, ever since Trump took over his office as US president, South Africans and him are not actually on the good terms here. Yeah, that's what happened though. Again, this one says they will create terrorism, sponsor tourists, and still blacklist the country. Well, these were all takes from African people believing that the US is actually being too much against them, and they believe that is too harsh for the African people. What actually did they want from us? Well, these were all the so-called things that we are saying here. Well, let's actually dive inside and see what's happening. So from Business Insider Africa, they say 4 countries added to U.S. travel warning list in April. The U.S. Department of State has recently updated its travel warning for several countries in April, including 4 in Africa. Okay, now let's see. So the first point is the U.S. Department of State issued travel advisories for 4 African countries in April. The affected countries include Ghana, Burkina Faso, Morocco, and Uganda. Now, the advisory urged U.S. citizens to exercise caution or avoid travel due to concerns such as terrorism, violent crime, and discriminatory laws. Okay, now these are the points they stated here. The point is terrorism, violent crime, and discriminatory laws. For Uganda, I know why Uganda and Morocco, I know why you guys are in the discriminatory laws, because in Morocco and Uganda, there's like any LGBTQ plus the 10 there. Yeah, so they are not happy. For Burkina Faso, terrorism is actually there. They believe that so. And for Ghana too, they believe violent crime like car theft, robbery, and things are also there. So yeah. So these are what they think, or based on my perspective, though, what I think that what they actually believe in. That's how come they actually listed these countries black. But with the mention of Ghana being violence of crime, which country doesn't have theft or robbery or car theft or murder? Which country doesn't have those kind of things here? Almost every country in this world have that kind of problem here. Well, that's what the US think. Well, it's their opinion. It's their citizens. Again. Well, that's what the US think. It's their opinions and it's their citizens. They can actually do whatever they want with them and any advisory they want with them. But the rest of Africa, we need to sit up and make sure our country become great and strong as it's always been. The name is Vadashi. This is the African Time. Let me know your point of view at the comment section. Let's discuss Africa and how the US is doing or treating African countries. You can also let us know what you think. The name is and will always be the African Time Vadashi Studios.